So y'all know this is my favorite spot in my house. Nice and cozy, comfy. I love our couch so much. It's just like so squishy. I literally lay here all day long on the weekends when I have no plans. Today, I just wanted to talk to you, talk about some things that have been on my mind and my heart lately, and it's self-love and loving yourself deeply. But before I do want to mention that I got my hair cut maybe about a month ago, I guess. Yeah, like a month ago, I finally got a curly cut for the very first time ever since I haven't gotten like a true cut like this since I did my big chop several years ago. I was gonna do a whole YouTube video on the curly cut process, but the salon owner told me that I could not bring my camera into the salon and shoot the process. She said that I could do like small videos on my phone, so I'll share some of those. But overall, I am loving this cut because I feel like my hair had just grown so much that like I didn't have bangs anymore, and I just had like a lot of hair around my face. It was heavy and it didn't really have like a good shape, and I just was like fed up. I wasn't happy with my hair at all, and child, I went, got a cut, and now I feel better and it's perfect in time for spring. So I feel good. Now that we've talked about hair, because I know that I'm gonna get some questions because I haven't posted anything about my haircut on YouTube yet, so I just had to just get that out the way. I did want to talk about loving yourself more deeply. Now, this is such an important topic for me because I've been on this self-love, self-care journey for several years now, literally like 7 or 8 years. I have been really heavily practicing self-love, practicing self-care, finding different ways in which I can truly love myself more deeply. And I've come to notice that through this and through all of the growth period and whatnot, I really do feel better. I feel more confident, I feel more sure of myself, I know what I want, and in those times of disconnect and confusion, I do have my own tools that I've instilled within myself to help me to get through. I wanted to talk to you about loving yourself more deeply and give you 5 things that I practice that have been really helpful for me over the years that might help you if you are in need of loving yourself more deeply or feeling like that self-love is lacking. Let me get into it. I put everything on my iPad because I like to take notes and make sure that I am on track, because you know your girl is long-winded and you know that I can just go on and on and on. So, with that said, the first thing that I suggest when it comes to loving yourself more deeply is developing and sticking to routines and rituals. Now, I know this kind of sounds like a dud and it seems a little out of place, but hear me out. So we are able to stick to promises that we make to every single person that means something in our lives. But when it comes to the promises we make for ourselves, whether that's to get up earlier, to work out more often, to eat healthier, to start reading more books, to travel more, the list goes on, we can sometimes be a little more wishy-washy. We often fall off on these things that we promise to ourselves, push them to the side, ignore them completely, and essentially put them on the back burner. But that is not the way to showing yourself love. You have to stick to the promises you've made for yourself. And that's a part of one of my favorite affirmations in my affirmation deck. And I actually have it propped up on my corkboard by my desk because I love it so much, because I'm someone who will help out anyone in need in a heartbeat. But in the past, when it came to myself, I was like, I don't have to do it now. I can do it later. It's not that important, XYZ. But we need to start making the promises we made to ourselves, the goals, the rituals, the routines, all of those things priority. So for me personally, I have a very strict morning and evening routine. In the mornings, I get up. I have not been snoozing lately. I've been really good about it. I actually get up at 7 a.m. now. So I get up at 7 a.m. I go use the bathroom, brush my teeth. Then I will go and I will meditate for about 10 minutes. I usually do a guided meditation. And then from there, I go and I journal and I write down 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 things I'd like to manifest, and 3 affirmations. After I do that, then I feel like I can get my day started. From there, I'll go take a shower, I'll make myself a small breakfast, have my supplements, and then I'll start responding to like text messages and all that stuff. That just helps me to not only ease into the day, but also it signals to myself that the first thing that I'm doing to kick off this day is putting myself first. And it makes me feel good and accomplished. And I cannot stress the importance of developing a routine for yourself. And so my evening routine is pretty similar. Like I will go into the bedroom around 10:30. I will read a book until I start to get really tired. Before I go into the bedroom, I make sure that I put my phone away. My phone stays in my office at my desk, and it does not go into the bedroom with me at night. Go into my room, read my book until I'm tired, and then say my prayers and go to bed. And making sure that I'm sticking to this 10:30 p.m. time frame helps me to get enough sleep throughout the night. Also, I ease into sleep by reading a book as opposed to looking at my phone. It just helps me for a more restful night's sleep. And any emergencies, they can be handled in the morning. My husband keeps his phone in the room, so if it's like a dire emergency, we will know and we will be notified. Having those routines and rituals for myself, I cannot tell you how important they've been for me. Like I had a friend who actually called me during my meditation the other day, and I did not answer it. I turned it off. I let it go, and I texted them after 9 o'clock, and I was like, you know that in the morning I am meditating and I am grounding myself for the day ahead. That is not the time for you to call me at 8 o'clock in the morning. I think it's really important that we stick to these promises we make to ourselves, that we really take the commitments that we've set out for ourselves seriously. And that is literally the first step in making sure that you can love yourself a lot more deeply. Now, the next thing is something very proactive that you have to do throughout your day, your week, your month, whatever it may be, and that is engaging in positive self-talk. Oh my gosh. Now, it might seem elementary and it might seem like, oh God, okay, whatever, but you don't understand. Like, we hear from ourselves most often. We hear from ourselves constantly, 24/7, in our heads or out loud. And a lot of times these thoughts, these things that we're saying to ourselves can be negative. Like, oh my, like you stub your toe or you drop something and it breaks. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. No, you're not. You're human and you made a mistake. And I have practiced little things like that. I have literally practiced and said to myself in my head, like I have a conversation in my head about the fact that no, I am not dumb. I'm not stupid for dropping this thing or breaking this thing. I'm a human being. I am constantly practicing affirmations. If I post something and it doesn't get a lot of traction and not a lot of people view it, I'm like, the content was amazing. You did a great job on the content, and the right people who are supposed to see it will see it. You are doing a great job, Aisha. And I have to constantly be speaking in positive affirmations to myself, because you can drown. You can literally drown in a sea of negativity. And I'm telling you right now, the way that you think about yourself, the way that you talk to yourself is gonna reflect out onto the world. I really try not to make self-deprecating jokes anymore. Like, I used to do that because I was trying to shrink myself to make others feel more comfortable around me, because I do have a pretty big presence. And I was like, let me make this joke, this self-deprecating joke, so that person thinks that I'm down to earth, or that person thinks that I'm like not stuck up. No, I just have to be myself, and they will know what kind of person I am from that, not from me putting myself down or making fun of myself. I think it's really important that you lean into positive self-talk, and not just when it comes to like affirmations and reciting, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am loved. That's important, but it's also about countering those negative thoughts and ensuring that they don't drown you and they don't overwhelm you. So I kind of touched on this in my first point about, sticking to your routines and rituals when I talked about my friend calling me early as hell in the morning to talk during my meditation session. And that leads into my next point, that it's really important that you set boundaries with everyone. You have to set boundaries with every single person in your life. Your spouse, your children, your parents, your coworkers, your friends, whoever it may be, you have to set a boundary. They have to understand and respect you enough to know your boundaries and know that this is your time to be alone, or this is your time where you pamper yourself, or this is your time where you need to focus and study because you need to get something done. My husband and I live in it's a 2-bedroom apartment. It's not huge, but we have 1 bathroom, and one thing that I have set for myself, a boundary I've set for myself. So my husband had a tendency to go, and he would either not knock at all and just pop into the bathroom, or go bing and then just open the bathroom door and come in. And it's fine, we are super close, but there are some moments where I am just enjoying luxuriating in my own space. I am doing my hair and listening to a podcast, and I just don't want to be bothered. I don't want anyone to come in and kind of like ruin that zen or anything like that. So I had to tell him, babe, I really appreciate it if you would knock and wait for me to tell you it's okay to come in first, because you never know. And at first he was a little like rubbed the wrong way, but he got it and he understood that, that's a boundary that I've set for myself. I think when you set a boundary, it shows people how to treat you. It shows them that you take yourself seriously and you take your precious moments or whatever it is that you have very seriously and personally. So I think setting boundaries it's a work in progress for sure, because I don't ever want anyone to feel unloved or unwanted or whatever, but it's a part of self-preservation along with loving yourself more deeply. Because if you don't have any boundaries and you were just letting anybody in and out and letting people walk all over you or letting people into your precious time always, you're going to be burnt out, you're going to be resentful. There are a lot more negative things that'll come from not setting boundaries to the positive aspects of actually doing so. So I think it's really, really important. When I say everyone, I mean everyone. So even your children, I think it's setting a great example for your kids when you let them know this is mommy or daddy's time where I take a bubble bath by myself and I listen to music, because it helps mommy to be an even happier mommy on a daily basis when I have this time by myself. So for 1 hour on Sunday afternoons, mommy's gonna go recharge, and when I come out, you and I are gonna have an amazing time together. You and I can do whatever you want, etc., etc. And by setting that boundary, that then instills in the child that they can set their own boundaries too. And they will understand that in the future, when they have those moments where they want to be alone, they want to tend to themselves, it's okay, because I saw my parents do it as well. All right, so now this next point there are so many layers to this next point, and that is treat yourself, pamper yourself. I couldn't really think of like a specific title for this section that really encompassed everything that I want to touch. And so when we think of treat ourselves, we're thinking of like buying a new bag or a new outfit, getting our hair done. But I want you to think of it a lot even deeper than that. So I'm gonna start with the first layer and I'm gonna bring it down deep. So the first layer of treating yourself is, like I said, buying yourself something nice, something that you want, indulging in a dessert when you have a sweet tooth or you're in the mood for something. It's, for me, I love going getting my nails done. I'm always with like some cool funky nail design, and I'm always getting a pedicure as well. I get pedicures even in the winter. I get them every time I get my nails done, and although no one is gonna see my feet, I like to still get pedicures because it makes me feel good, it makes me feel pampered and tended to. So I like to get manicures, pedicures, I like to get my lashes done, my brows done. That's like the surface level, you know, treating yourself. Now the next level of treating yourself is practicing a skincare routine, making sure that you're actually taking care of the health of your skin and making sure that that is in tip-top shape and that you look a way that makes you feel happy and comfortable. The next layer, going to your doctor's appointments. Now that is, oh my gosh, let me tell you, that is self-love, okay? Going and getting your annual checkup from your primary care physician, going and getting your annual checkup with your gynecologist. From there, going to the dentist every 6 months. I go every 3 months. Y'all know I love the dentist. Going to the dentist and making sure that you get that checked out. If you wear glasses or contacts, going to the eye doctor, taking care of your health physically and mentally. I also see a therapist. I think that is so important. That is a part of treating yourself and pampering yourself, because you are signaling to your mind and your body that it matters, that it's important, and that you want to preserve it for the long haul. Because this body that I have here, it has brought me through so many things. 33 years of life. I wake up every single day, I'm walking, and if you are not walking, you are breathing, you are still alive. And that body is a temple, as corny as that may sound, so you have to take care of it. And that is absolutely a part of treating and pampering yourself as well. So whether it's me getting acupuncture, microblading, going to a dentist appointment, all the practitioners always remark on how like calm and chill I am compared to like other people, and how like patient I am, because I love a service. I don't care what it is. If you are cleaning my teeth, I'm gonna sit there and let you clean my teeth. If you are, you know, doing a physical exam and checking out my body, checking out my blood pressure, all that stuff, I'm gonna be chilling and enjoying that moment, because I know that I'm doing something for myself and I know that I'm taking care of myself. I love a service. I luxuriate in a service. My lashes, if I get a full set, it takes about 2 hours. I will lay there for those 2 hours and be so happy. You know why? Because I can't be on my phone. And I finally have some time and peace to myself. And I think when you look at those moments like that, like you're having those moments for yourself, it makes it a lot better. And it just makes you feel a lot better overall. And the last thing that I do to love myself more deeply, that you can take with you as well, is a simple one, but something that a lot of us have a hard time with, and that is spending time alone. Whether you are married, in a relationship, have kids, live with your family, whatever it is, it's so important that you find moments of solitude to just be alone. And sometimes you can be alone in the house with other people, but in your own room, in your own space. Or you can be alone where you take yourself out on a solo date, or you go for a walk, or you travel somewhere by yourself, whatever it may be. It's so important that we get comfortable with ourselves. I think a lot of people have such difficulty with just being by themselves and being with their thoughts, because, you know, certain thoughts might be difficult, certain thoughts might be triggering, whatever it may be. But the only way that we can grow is through discomfort. So in those moments where you feel uncomfortable and you feel as though your thoughts are taking over, maybe pull out a journal. Maybe start talking to yourself and talking through the emotions and thoughts and feelings that you're having. Try to sit with yourself and figure out and get to the root of what it is that's bothering you, what it is that's holding you back, whatever it may be. Finding time for solitude is also a great time to really reset and recharge, because we are so on. Whether we are talking to somebody, working with somebody, looking at people's lives on social media, or sharing our own lives on social media, it is so easy to get consumed with everyone and everything else. But taking those moments of solitude can really help bring you back to who you are at your core and to your center. So I highly suggest it. I'm so happy today. I wrote down in my gratitude journal that I'm gonna be by myself for most of the day today because my husband has an event after work. So after he left this morning, I was like, yes. I'm gonna be catching up on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I bought some magazines that I want to read. Like I am just going to, I cooked dinner yesterday, so I don't have to cook tonight. I can just eat some leftovers. Like I am very excited for this moment. But tomorrow I'm gonna love having his company, or when he gets home, I'm gonna love having his company. And those moments of solitude help to make me be able to give and pour so much more into him and into our relationship. So now that I have talked your ear off, I hope that you took something away from this, and I hope that it helps you to look at loving yourself more deeply in a whole different light. I feel like there are so many benefits that go without saying to finding that deep, deep, deep inner love. And like I said, it's an ongoing process. There are some days where it's hard. It's so much harder than the day before, the day after, to really love myself and be comfortable with myself and exude that deep, deep, deep self-love. I just want you to take it a day at a time, understand that you are human, give yourself grace, and just prioritize it. It's so important. So thank you for watching today's video. This one was a really special one for me to put together, so I really, really appreciate you watching it. If you got all the way to the end, comment that you are a ride or die. Thank you again for watching, and share any thoughts that you have in the comment section as well. Let me know what you think. Let me know how this made you feel. Let me know if you want more of these moments. Thank you again. Until next time.